We're gonna.
And call the September 17th meeting of the Columbia Gorge CGESD Board of Directors meeting to order. Please rise. Flag salute, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United
States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, with liberty and justice for all. I don't know what. So, why this is.
We see you on the screen. We have a great audience here, but we'll introduce them next. But we have a brand new interim director of the migrant program. Dana, if you want to introduce our.
Courtney Middleton is our interim director of migrant activity. We are working collaboratively with North Wasco School District to get that program supported this year. And I'm very excited that she is here. And I'm actually going to let her introduce her staff and the presentation that they're going to share with us tonight.
Welcome.
Everybody,
You're on.
So, like she said, I'm Courtney Middleton, I'm the interim director of migrant education. So it's my pleasure tonight to introduce Nulia. She's our graduation specialist, and she brought some students with her. I also have Maria and Elda are joining us from the migrant ed department. So Nulia and students, take it away.
Yeah, hi, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Like Courtney said, I'm Nubia Contreras, graduation specialist for the migrant program, going on almost year 2 for myself. And I had the privilege of taking these wonderful students on a very interesting trip. And by that, I mean, our traveling was quite an adventure. And even when we got to the capital, that was another adventure, which the students will tell you about. So we have 3 of our 5 students. We should have 2 filling in. And they're going to tell you more about what they learned and what they did during our time in D.C., which we went in June 15th. So we got there right after the parade that happened in Washington, D.C. And the students learned a lot. So I'll let them talk and have the first person go.
And
Okay.
students, would you introduce your name and what grade you're in and what high school you attend? Or if you're all from the Dalles, that may be, or they're all from the Dalles, you don't need to include the high school.
I'm Jonathan Rodriguez, and I'm a senior this year at Dallas High School.
I'm Cindy Rose. I'm a junior this year. And
my name's Zahir Cornejo. I'm a junior this year. I also attended Dallas High School.
So did I.
But you're a graduate.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna, let's see if we can do this, guys. That's the first one is.
You mind if I stand up?
Yep, you go for it. Yes.
Like I said, I'm Jonathan, and I attached some photos of what we did throughout the trip.
And Jonathan,
Yes, sir.
we need to have you, the sound pick up, so you're gonna have to really.
I can do that.
Project your voice. So like, you're in the gym projecting.
The first photo here is the Washington Memorial. Probably the best photo I caught of it, through the bus window. It's really pretty, really tall. Second photo here was me at the Lincoln Memorial. Right down here is one of the other two students. They're looking at the stamp on the floor from Martin Luther where he said, "I have a dream." That's where he stood. Lincoln Memorial is probably my favorite one. It's a really nice view from up top, and Lincoln himself is a really big statue. So this was when we took the metro for the first time. That was a pretty fun experience because that's when we were walking and out of nowhere it started raining. Like bad. It was drenched. We were all drenched, and that was Capitol Hill Day, so we were all wearing our suits. So luckily beforehand we did buy a poncho, but it didn't help that much. This photo down here on the right, that's all of us getting ready for the dance. That was a fun experience. I'm not very good at dancing myself, but it was enjoyable. And this was us at the World War II Memorial. we took another photo with each state in the country has its own pillar, which was nice to see. We walked around and saw all of them. You can also see the Lincoln Memorial on one side and the Washington Memorial on the other side, which is pretty neat. And this is me at the Capitol with my really long tie. Yeah, it was really nice. I think it's got a pretty good photo. So, yeah, I just want to say I'm very grateful for the opportunity I was given to travel to Washington, D.C. and for the support that made this experience possible. The trip gave me the chance to not only see and learn so much, but also meet new people and build connections that I might not have made otherwise. We all came back with unforgettable memories and a deeper understanding of our own country, leaving us all inspired and motivated to make a positive impact.
Hello, everybody. My name is Rafael Camacho. I'm going to be a senior this year, so I'll be graduating. And first of all, I want to say thank you for allowing us to go on this opportunity to Washington, D.C., the capital of our country. Throughout our trip, we really saw, the whole city. We got to visit places like the Portrait Gallery Museum, the World War II Memorial. Places like those really showed us the whole history behind the country from beginning to now. Especially at the Portrait Gallery, we got to see all the presidents from past to current. At the World War II Memorial, we really got to see how each state contributed to the war effort. We got to see every state from even the territories to Oregon. The Franklin Delano Roosevelt Memorial really showed us how America survived even through trying times. Obviously, he was president through World War II. He helped get us out of the Great Depression and helped us go through World War II. We also did visit the United States Capitol. While there, we got to meet with Senator Merkley. We got to see him in person, ask him questions, one-on-one, not with another big group, just our small group. We got to talk to him. We also got to meet with Senator White and staff, ask some questions. We also did get to see Representative Pence. Well, not him, we got to see his staff. And we were able to ask questions to our delegation federally. So that was a great chance to be able to represent our community, speak about our being from rural Oregon, being Hispanics. So that was a great opportunity. We also got to go to the National Archives to see the Declaration of Independence, the United States Constitution, and the Bill of Rights. And it was really surreal to be there, getting to see these historic original documents in person. We were also at the Lincoln Memorial, who was president during the Civil War, who probably got us through the most politically uncertain times in our country. We also got to visit some Smithsonians, get to see not just the political history, but the environmental history, the technological history, the aviation history. So that was also a plus. We also did get to see the White House in DC, which was really a weird experience because you would think it's kind of secluded, but it's really inside of the city, which looks kind of weird in photos. But getting to see Washington, D.C. in person was a life-changing experience. I think being able to see how the country operates up close in person has really influenced me a lot, and especially with my future goals and aspirations. So going on this trip was really something that changed a lot in me, opened my eyes. So I want to say thank you for allowing us to go on this opportunity, and hopefully you allow for more to go on afterwards.
Oh, okay.
All right, we have. Hello. Hello.
Dana?
Yeah.
Susie says she can't see anybody talking. I don't know where we have the students
Oh.
stand so they can at least show up.
Oh.
A little bit better.
Could we just try on the left?
Okay.
Find it.
On the other side.
Could you try standing on the other side?
Over by.
Like there.
In here. Sorry.
There we go.
Does that help? Oh, goodness.
So I'm Yvette. I'm going into my sophomore year. So this trip was like so memorable. It was a really incredible, like once in a lifetime opportunity, and I'm just so thankful for it. We visited so many memorials of influential leaders of our country, and we debated real world issues. And so I feel like that just really helped me like understand how our country's government works, and also it helped me like kind of be more open to new opportunities, and like really helped me come out of my shell. And I met a lot of new people, and this group was really amazing. They were really welcoming. I was the youngest person there, and so a lot of thanks to Nubia and Miss Bowman and Miss Comerford. Yeah, it was just a really amazing opportunity, and I hope that in the future more groups will continue going on this trip and experience the same. Thank you.
As you guys might know, my name's here. I attended Dry Hollow, the Dallas Middle School, and the Dallas High School so far. And what I learned on the trip is you have to be open-minded. Like, I took some people under my wing, and I met some amazing people from California and Arizona. And I actually made connections with one of them. And I was actually fortunate enough to also go on the trip with everyone else here. We did a lot of debating. We did some mock debates, what you could call elections. We did like practice run, like if we were actually to vote for our own president. We were actually able to simulate that. And well, this experience it's unforgettable. So one opportunity you can take in high school. It's like since you're young, you gotta kind of win. But a lot of different memorials that kind of changed my mind. Specifically, like the government, I completely ignored it until this trip. This trip really flipped the switch on our United States government. And let's just say we shared a lot of sentimental feelings between each other. Let's just say the day before the U.S. Capitol, some tears were shared. And let's just say we grew as a little family there. And it also helps build skills in school. Just going on this trip, it really helps set you up for your future.
For not being a very good public speaker, you
You
did.
did a great job.
Don't sell yourself short.
Hello, my name is Cynthia Morales. This opportunity, I'm like forever grateful for it because it like showed me things that like I've only ever like read about. And for example, like I've read about like the World War II and how like Franklin Roosevelt helped us, and then I got to see like the memorial and I got to see it in real life. It was like life-changing. It was a really life-changing experience. I got to see like the United States Capitol, which is where like laws are decided, and I also got to see we got to go to the museums. The United States. Going to Washington D.C. and visiting major historical sites. It was a really valuable experience because it taught like history in a way that we read it, but like you got to experience it. instead of just like reading it in a classroom or like on the newspaper. And it impacted me. It also made me like connections. Like I still keep in contact with like my connections I made from like people from Arizona or California. And I think that's really cool, and I'm like really grateful for it. And I hope that everyone, well, obviously not everyone can go, but I hope as many students as in the high school that can experience it, I hope they get the opportunity to experience it. And I'm like really thankful for everyone. Thank you so much.
Can I make a comment?
No. No, you don't want to have to follow the students. Go
No,
ahead.
yeah, to follow. I am so grateful that you all had that experience because I have also been to DC and it is so moving. But I'm most grateful that our community had you guys as our representatives there to meet with Representative Merkley and the offices of our other representatives there. And I'm just really proud that you are the ones who are selected and willing to go to represent us.
I echo what Stacy said. We should introduce ourselves. I think we ought to do that. I'm Doug Nelson, I'm the board chair. Stacy.
Stacy Holman, I'm the vice chair.
Stephanie.
Stephanie Ritchie, I'm a member of the board.
Diane.
Diane Level, I'm a member of the board.
Paul Sastra, member of the board for Hood River.
And Susie, you disappeared.
Oh.
I have a question for the 5 students. Did any of you get inspired to want to work in Washington, D.C.? When I was there in March, I met with a young woman by the name of Jasmine Elias. She is a Dallas High School graduate. She's now a student, junior year at Brown University. She worked for Senator Wyden as an intern. Shaking her, did you meet her?
Her sister actually got to go on the trip. She'll be presenting next week.
Oh, okay, yeah, because her sister just graduated from the Dallas High School this last year. And so the point being, dream big. You're not just from little old Dallas, Oregon. Dream big because people who have gone before you have been able to achieve some things. So keep that dream and keep going.
Did I hear that one of you went back and worked this summer though?
Rafael.
Yeah, I was a page selected by Senator Merkley. So over the month of July, I was working on the Senate floor with all 100 senators. And it was truly a life-changing experience. So.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so just to not take up more of your time, if there's any questions, please feel free, but I just have to say, I'm gonna cry. These kids were amazing, these young adults, Chicago kids, young adults were amazing. We had the best luck going to and from, everything was delayed. Sorry. Delays happen, it happened. But they were great, they were too good. Like our bus was delayed, our flights were delayed, and everybody was just amazing. So, sorry for this little show. Any questions?
We're giving you paper towels right now. Taking paper towels.
Thank you all for coming. I know it's scary to come and talk to people you don't know. I really appreciate you coming.
Yeah, thank you.
You all did great, so thank you very much, and thank you to the parents for bringing your students here. And I'll let you, you don't have to stick around.
You're welcome to stay, but you don't have to.
Very, very entertaining, however.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Any comments, well, from any audience members, or like to say anything else, or about anything that's not on our agenda?
I got to hear him at the end.
Oh, good. Okay.
Thank you.
I went off the computer and went onto my iPad, so.
We are going next week and presenting at the Wassville School District.
Oh,
meeting also.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I was gonna ask if other people were.
Yes. We're going to get 2 opportunities to.
I have a request of the director, since you're here. We should be a 7-person board or 6-person board, seeing someone who represents basically Dufur and South Wasco. And since you're in those districts a little more than we are, I only go to Mountain to recreate. So, if you know of someone in either of those, basically either of those communities that might make a good board member, please get that name to Dana. We'd like to have a full 7-member board, and getting someone from South Wasco is really been difficult. One of the problems is one of the precincts comes into the Dalles. I happen to live in a precinct in the Dalles that could represent South Wasco, but I think in terms of representation, getting someone from either Maupin or Dufur would be great. So if just kind of as you're talking to people, go, oh, that'd be a wonderful representation.
Most of the last 4 years, we haven't had a representative in that.
Yeah.
So maybe even letting them know that Zoom is a very viable option. Yes, I think that.
Okay, moving on, Dana.
All right. That was really fun.
It
It was really fun to have kids here.
Go ahead and try to follow that.
I know, right? I'm sorry, yeah, but you're not gonna be able to follow that well. It doesn't seem lately like what I bring you all is, there's some good, there's some rough this time. It was really fun to go back through my calendar and realize that the first month of the school year, I got to do a whole lot of fun things. Football games, preschool classes, school safety event, and got to go watch Nubia coordinated and sort of the migrant program, kind of a back to school event. I saw little kids getting haircuts and backpacks getting passed out to migrant ed students. So lots of fun things at the start of the school year. A little bit more information. We had our fall all staff, and thank you all for coming to join us for lunch. We did do a survey that we sent out to staff, and we got very positive feedback from staff and some suggestions for next time. One of the things I think that we're going to have to continue to work with is figuring out when we do particularly our fall in-service, because it's quite challenging. Hood River starts a week before North Wasco, Dufur, and South Wasco start, so that automatically takes our nursing staff out of the mix. But we have a lot of preschool staff that don't come back until that last week. And so timing is definitely an issue that we need to continue to look at. Folks really enjoyed, believe it or not, our technology offerings, our artificial intelligence offerings from someone from the STEM Hub. And believe it or not, in the session after lunch, I had 35 people that wanted to come and hear about the ESD budget. So well, I shared, what I did is that I shared my budget report that I gave you all in May, and I didn't change it from May 21st. And so what I did is highlight all of the things that have changed since then because of the end of our legislative session and what's gone on federally. And it was people were very, very engaged. Folks having choice is something that they highlighted as something that was really important. So we need to continue to figure out how we can give folks the opportunity to choose what their professional learning looks like. We shared all of this information with our Labor Relations Committee, and we've already started talking about things that we can do for March. So that was very positive. You all had talked at the last board meeting about the Bachelor's of Arts in Applied Science and Education that the Columbia Gorge the Columbia Gorge Community College is trying to add. I did have a conversation with Dr. Kenny Lawson. At this point, he's very thankful for your interest, but there isn't much that we could do as far as adding support. I did want to let you know a couple of things. They're in a consortium with Lynn Benton, Chemeketa, Treasure Valley, Rogue, and us. So there are several community colleges that are going together. There is actually a similar program in nursing already, and they're hoping that that has kind of paved the way for them to get this second one in education. And they're really pressing on this notion that we need to try and support underrepresented, culturally and linguistically diverse individuals and get them into the teaching profession. And for us, particularly knowing that the Grow Your Own program is going to go away, I'll continue to talk to Dr. Lawson. Gaby's actually on the steering committee that is working with the community college to start to think about things even before it's been approved. The challenge right now is that the Higher Ed Education Council, of course, is pressing back a little bit because this kind of presses into their area. So those are things that still have to be worked out. The last thing I think at this point, just to bring your awareness, if you didn't see this yesterday, Governor Kotek put out a letter yesterday to all agency leaders in the state. So Dr. Williams would have received this letter talking about where we're at as far as our budget. So the 25-27 legislatively adopted budget no longer balances. I don't think a surprise to any of us. But the gap that we must collectively overcome is now $372 million. And we're only in the we're in the first quarter, yes. There was a revenue forecast that came out on September 3rd, and the gap that we have right now does not include anything that's going to be of an impact because of HR 1. Our biggest concern is obviously Medicaid and SNAP. And so, to be very clear, the governor is telling state agencies that they must slow operational general and lottery fund spending. They need to plan for cuts later in the budget cycle. That the chief financial officer at the state level is determining reduction targets for all agencies. And that state level, out-of-state travel for state workers, all non-essential out-of-state travel for trainings and conferences is being suspended starting today. The part that took me back, I was an administrator in 08-09 during the recession, is that agencies should also begin to prepare for additional reductions in the 2026 legislative session, which means that 11.4 billion that was put into the budget for K-12 education, that's what they want to do, and that is not secure. And we learned during the recession that the legislature has the responsibility to keep their budget balanced, and that could get reduced for the second half of the biennium. And that's the first time I'd actually seen her put something out in print. So I just think that we need to continue to stay very aware of where our position is and to communicate with our districts, because 90% of what we get in state school funds goes directly to our districts. So it would mean a reduction in their local service plan dollars. And we have to continue to talk to them about that.
When do you meet with the constituencies?
I'll meet with them again. Vanessa and I will probably go out and meet with them again in November to talk about next year's local service plan and to kind of give them an update on where we believe spending is to that point. November, December.
All right, questions for Dana?
No, just a comment. I think historically we have to also realize that Oregon usually is the last to go into a downturn as well as the last to come out of it. And because we're so dependent upon income tax.
And there is some conversation, the federal legislation that decreased the tax burden for many individuals. Oregon is tied to that. We're one of only 5 states. There's been some talk about in the short session about disconnecting, which would actually, it would help fill the gap a little bit, but it would take legislative action to do that. And they'd have to do it soon because it needs to get done so that we could take the benefit from it for this coming year. Yeah.
Yeah. Unemployment rising in Oregon. It's
yeah,
a little scary time. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Vanessa, speaking of money.
Yeah, I have the fun. I did run the financials the very last minute, so it's not much better than it was before. I did a second page that shows that we have some pending deposits that we are waiting on, but I just want to pass that out really quick. Thank you
We did have an adopted budget did get in the system this year, and so the directors can look at what's budgeted, but of course, with all the numbers changing. We're working on that. We need to be working on an audit. Tomorrow we meet with Nancy Hall, and she's going to be helping us with some reconciliation. I'm going to talk to her about the financials. This is the current, what's in the bank account right now. We did just process a payroll, so it'll be a little less than that number as of today. We got through open enrollment this year, and we just had our grants manager resign, so we're working through that as well. So yeah, any questions, let me know, but we're still working through, still have deferred revenue, we're still working on audits, claims and that sort of thing. We're still fine. It's just like Dana said, we still need to be aware of what we're actually receiving as far as grants and state school fund, and we just have to make sure that we plan moving forward and keep an eye on things as we go.
And we get a lot of our money when people pay their property taxes in November. Right. So September, October, early November is very typically a low point for school districts. And there are many districts that actually take out loans, tax anticipation loans, to get through this time of the year. And we're not in that shape. But it is, this is just how school districts in this state work.
That's why you need a 5% fund.
Yes. I would love
Vanessa,
Yes.
who did you say resigned?
Gina Garber, our grants management. Gina Garber,
Oh.
grants manager.
Federal budget ends September 30th. Are we getting all of our federal grant funding?
That was one thing that happened. So we have claimed all the grants that we need to. There's 1 or 2 carryover grants that I'm working on. I have access to them, so I can make those claims.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So are we going to get all of
Yes.
it? Okay, all right. That's the important.
Small.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. In a little better shape than we were 12 months ago.
Yes, absolutely.
Lot better shape.
Vanessa, it's been a heavy lift, but Vanessa's done a phenomenal job.
Yeah, thank you to Dina and Vanessa for getting us where we are.
Thank you very much. I'm glad it's not.
Okay, consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved, but do we want to go with Kip first?
Oh,
No, it's all right.
yeah, new board chair can't read the.
All right. Good afternoon and evening, board chair, board members and colleagues. I love this time of year. As Dana reminded me, you send your little kids off to school with coats and they come home hot in the afternoon without those expensive coats. Really true. So we have posted positions for substitutes for early learning, which is getting a lot of response. We rehired 3 subs from last year, which is also really nice to have. We have, as Vanessa mentioned, account specialist 2 position open and a 0.6 FTE school nurse. We had we hired an interim director, which is Courtney, and she's doing great. It's a pleasure to work with her. She's really nice because she ran our summer school programs the last 2 years and really hit the ground running. We did have 3 resignations this last couple of months. Communications, Mercedes is going to draft and distribute the HR update at the end of this month, more than likely the beginning of October, the way it's looking. And then, as Dana mentioned, the fall in service was fantastic. This year, with Vanessa's help, we really supported open enrollment to get, I think, everybody enrolled in benefits on time. And that's about it. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions? Is there going to be a point in time where we think about freezing hiring?
I think that's possible. I will do my best to, to continue to bring current information to you. The challenge with an ESD budget different than a school district budget is that about 56% of our overall $18 million budget is in special revenue accounts. The rest is in the state school fund. And those special revenue accounts are getting sliced and diced in different ways. Some have hardly been touched at all, others have been cut 10 to 14%. So it could be that that's more of a department by department decision based on what we're seeing being messaged from the state level. Yeah, and we're only about 65% of our money goes towards personnel costs, whereas a K-12 district, it's about 85%. But early learning is over 90%. So it depends on the department again.
It's one of those unfortunate questions that has to be asked. Okay. All right, thank you. Now, can I get a motion to approve the consent?
I would move that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you, Paul, a second.
Second.
Stacy and Stephanie both.
And third,
coin.
yeah.
Any questions, any items anybody wants to pull? Nice $40,000 grant, $45,000 grant. Always good. Okay. All in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Those same sign. Okay. Then we go on, our favorite topic, email for board members.
So the only thing that I would say, I did talk to Stan. It is absolutely not something that has to happen for any of our insurance reasons. If you choose to do an ESD email address and you simply have it ported to your private account, then we lose that notion of cybersecurity. So at this point, I would assume that if some of you want it and some of you don't, that we can have Stan support those of you that want an ESD email address. And if you choose not to, then it is your prerogative to say no, thank you.
Can you do that, Susan?
Yeah, and then we can get you set up with Stan.
No, thank you.
And you're saying if you tie it to our personal,
You lose some of that, the benefit of cybersecurity, and you also run the risk that your personal email could get tied up in a records request. So
Not a good way to go.
not a good way to go is what, yeah.
okay?
So like if we received emails and something went wrong, not necessarily our system, but just in general, then that would affect us too. I mean.
No.
No, I think some of the concerns that I've heard, Diana, are about a public records request, which can happen. And if you're having your Columbia Gorge email address sent to your private email, it could imply that your private email could actually get pulled up within a public records request. And that was one of the things that some board members had asked about.
Okay, so even though they're different emails,
Yes.
but they come through the same server.
Yeah, and there is a way that you can actually tell your computer that if an email comes to one account, you automatically send it to a different account. And that's what some people were asking about if they could do.
One account.
Right.
It's just for iCloud. And my other stuff is, I have 2 other things, but they're separate.
Yeah.
One is work and then the other is person.
So I might need to just have you talk to Stan maybe before the next meeting so that you can, because it's not I'm not great at that lane.
Because I think what I do is really save because it just goes to my iPhone.
Yeah, so we can set you up to chat with Stan. Yeah.
I keep seeing Susie lean in. So Susie, are you having a hard time hearing?
Yeah, I'm just trying to hear, but that's all right. I'm still not feeling great, so it's probably me not, so don't worry about it. But I wasn't quite understanding what Diane was asking. I thought at the last board meeting, I thought we had agreed that we didn't want to have another email address.
Well, I think,
I thought that's what we had thought about. And so,
well, we were split 50-50, and I think the decision of what we just heard was if you want it, you can have it.
okay.
And if you don't want it, you don't have to. Paul's already said no.
Yeah, I don't want it either, so.
And I think that
It's
yeah.
basically to be safe.
Are you separate?
And I think the point that Paul's made is when school board members get in trouble is when they start getting on email change and there's more, and it's the majority of the board.
Yes.
And
Oh, okay.
so that's the big issue. And between two board members is okay. When you get to three, it gets a little dicey. When you get to four, you've stepped over the line.
Yes.
The best thing is not to use emails to discuss business. That's the public view.
Right.
And if you gotta talk, if you need to discuss business, then it's probably best to talk about it.
Right, right.
Everything still comes to our phone,
Oh, yeah.
but we just discuss it on the phone.
Correct.
Okay, that's easy.
Okay. All right. So if you want, I guess if you want the ESD email, let's Susan.
Yeah, let's, we're good.
Okay, information items. OSBA Fall Regional Meeting coming up Wednesday, October 1st, here in this building upstairs, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you need us?
Yes, if you're planning on going, just please confirm that you'll be coming on.
Please confirm.
Yeah.
Just confirm with.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a definite maybe.
That's okay, because we will count you in.
Okay.
There's always somebody that shows up that's unexpected.
I already told Susie I couldn't be there.
Then OSBA Annual Convention, September 6th through not the 9th, the
It's
8th.
Yeah.
Downtown Portland Marriott. Last year, I think Paul was the only board member who attended.
Everything.
Yeah, there's no OAESD
No.
summit on Thursday this year for whatever reason.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if in the interim between when Amber left and Sam started, I'm not sure, but they opted not to. So there's a pre-conference on that Thursday and the conference is on Friday and Saturday. And last year was a very different time because Portland was preparing for the potential aftermath from the election. So we had some folks that came for the OAESD on that Wednesday, but then opted to just drive back that day.
Yeah.
And Portland was boarded up that weekend.
Do we have any idea beyond who the keynote is, any other sessions?
No, nothing else has been put out yet. We know that Thursday is the pre-conference and we don't know the topics. And then Friday and Saturday are general sessions.
Flyers and everything.
Yeah. And what does, if a board member goes and stays at the Marriott, what's the cost per person?
Susan, I don't.
Oh, I was gonna say, we just.
'Cause I saw the cost for, I think it's $500 for the conference itself.
This is going to say, just. It is, I believe, around $200.
So someone who goes in Wednesday night, Thursday night.
Friday night.
So we're talking about $1,000 per person. And quite frankly, I'm not sure that's best use of our dollars given where we are right now, but.
These conversations.
You know, and I think it's important that we're representative, so.
Two things. One is, I'm really sorry they don't have the ESD specific one because I have trouble finding enough sessions that I thought really applied to our work here when that was omitted.
Okay.
The other thing is, I'm a new grandbaby coming due November 10th. And I'll be spending about 3 weeks ahead of that date in DC.
So you won't be here anyway.
I will not be here.
Gee, that saves us money.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
And then, when do we vote on the OSBA board elections? Is that-
Probably during the month of October.
I think it's.
The deadline of application is the 30th of the month.
This month, September, and then we'll be voting in October.
Yeah. They have not announced when they open up for voting yet.
And that'll be a board meeting. So we don't have to get USDA.
Okay. Yeah, no, I know. I was just trying to think. When into November or December.
No, they will announce it at the USB meeting in November.
Stephanie, are you interested in going?
No.
Okay.
The required board training.
Yes.
Which is available online.
Yeah, and then you'll just get that to me, and then there's no time, and everything at December.
In the middle of the night.
Okay. Paul?
I'm not going.
Okay, Paul's going. Susie, what do you think?
I'm not sure.
And I'm not sure either. I think we need to be represented. Paul's going. I prefer Paul to represent us.
And I'm going for Thursday and Friday and leaving Friday night to go to parent weekend in Corvallis.
Okay, all right. And so we really don't know about the OSB anymore.
No.
So, but that may change things too. Okay, anything else for the group? Okay, well, we're going to adjourn the regular meeting in recess for about 10 minutes. And come back into the board work
Is it a minimum of 10 days or 14
for
for job postings?
They're nice.